Welcome Brawlers, I'm the Hermit and I hope you're ready for some budget action. Because today we are playing a deck with only 5 rares and 2 mythics. So in order to introduce the deck, our commander is Fynn the Fangbearer. For 1 and a green, you get a 1/3 legendary human warrior with Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. So because of that ability, we're gonna be playing cheap cards that happen to be commons and uncommons, and that have Death Touch for just 1 mana or for 2. The other part of that deck is gonna be protection spells, as well as punch and fight spells. So stuff like Chocobo Kick, Bite Down, even Tiber Stand, Tamiyo's Shape Kickpin, Brisal Brawl, and our only rares is gonna be Shaper Sanctuary. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. So a little bit of card advantage against our opponent's interaction. Venerated Road Priest, similar, but whenever a creature you control becomes the target of any spell, not just our opponent, then target opponent gets a poison counter. Bloated Contaminator, Trample, Toxic 1 for a 4/4 for 3 mana, and when it deals combat damage to a player, Proliferate. So not only does it put 1 Toxic, but with Proliferate we can get another one. We also have from Alchemy, Jessie Saint, Fangbearer. She costs 3 mana and she has Death Touch, so that already pairs well with Fynn, but on top of that, whenever she enters and whenever you cast a snake spell, then you conjure a card named Ambush Viper into the top 6 of your library at random. Then that card perpetually gains when this creature enters, draw a card. So this is gonna give us an army of Death Touch in the top of our deck, but also whenever we play them, which we can do at instant speed, then we also get a card. We have Tusky, Bearer of Secrets. Now this is a rare, because the low rarity on Arena is a rare for Tusky, so these spells can be countered and it attacks each combat if able. It has indestructible, but whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So Tusky is gonna be a bit of a backup against decks that remove Fynn. That way our 1/1s are gonna be drawing those cards whenever they deal damage. And similarly to Shaper Sanctuary, we have Surak, Elusive Counter, but this also applies to our creature spells. So whenever a creature or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, draw a card. And our final mythic, you can take it or leave it. This, I feel that the rest are a little bit more important for card advantage and for an alternate win con. But we have Tyrannus Rex for 7 mana. We get a Fire Action Dinosaur, 8/8. This spell can't be countered. It has Trample, Ward 4, and Haste, as well as Toxic 4. So, if we get to the late game and our opponent is at 6 or more poison counters, then with the Tyrannus we just play it, can be countered, it has haste, can be removed, hopefully, and we get the final bit of toxic damage in. So I think that's pretty much the deck. Death Touchers, Season of Growth, because we are gonna be wanting to target our own creatures, either for protection like Fynn, or for fighting our opponent's stuff. Whenever you cast a spell that targets a creature you control, draw a card. So yeah, just regular card draw, cheap creatures, cheap interaction, and poison counter. So let's head into the queue and poison our opponent to death. Kefka Court Mage. We need that one. Turn 1, Death Toucher. And yeah, it's gonna pair nice with turn 2 Toxic and turn 3 Shaper Sanctuary with Fynn. Also, we can even use Conquer Bloom to remove an opponent's mana rock. But in the safe state is to proliferate for the win. So yeah, was gonna say, alright. I wasn't uploading because I was somewhat busy with responsibilities and I didn't even get to play an Age of Eternity's pre-release. But I hope you brawlers did, and maybe you can tell me okay, let's play Fynn instead, I guess. That way we start the poison. Yeah. Maybe you got the option to edge in this weekend, so let me know what you expect to see from this set, at least Brawl wise. And okay, let's go like this, then we attack. See if opponent blocks. Okay, they trade. Let's see what happens. Tiny bones for this Dodger. I think that's a fair trade. Fear of missing out. We're gonna eat that with our Cosmic Hunger. And our opponent's gonna go to 8 poison. So if they have a wrath, then that's bad for us, but if they just have a single target removal, we're gonna draw a card from Sanctuary and we're gonna protect it with Bombadil Song. Okay, let's see it. Pickpocket. And I guess they would need another blocker. Do you have your opponent? Okay, we draw a card. And we use protection. Yep, good game. Also, you might want to try this deck so that you get the achievement from beating our opponent with poison, but the hardest part is not getting the win, but actually getting the poison, because opponents tend to concede earlier, like Infect here, if they see they're gonna get the 10 poison. So if you go for that, good luck. Just keep that in mind. For now, good game, Kefka. Good game. Sephiroth, but this is Ataxa, the Unifier. Okay, we should keep this. And I don't know if we will play Fynn here. Or also, should we play Season of Growth? Okay, let's play it. I feel opponent has Wash Away here, and I don't know what we can do about it. So let's state about, we're a little scared, but maybe not enough. We just play Fynn and try to force through. Yeah, they are essentially a mid-range deck. They play removal, interaction, ramp, basically dump their hand, and then when they play Atraxa / Sephiroth, they get to refill it. Fynn, and we get the wash away. Command zone. And yeah, the only downside of this game plan is if we don't have Fynn, then we're a bit slow. Although our opponent isn't doing much, so. Tireless Provisioner. And they're gonna play a fetch land, so they're gonna have all the mana they need. So if we draw a land, then we're gonna be more or less safe. We can play Fynn and protect it. I think that's what we wanna do, but yeah, either way, it seems like we are far behind against opponent.
No! I'm late for class!
Okay, and the land was just one away. So here our opponent is gonna play Atraxa most likely. Let's see what else they have. And unfortunately we drew Hexproof, but not Indestructible. So that's kind of unfortunate. Or maybe they have another big spell which will win the game on the spot. Okay, so it is Atraxa. They have an extra turn. Chrome Mox. Omniscience and maybe. Okay, they get Bohar instead of 6 and Lurus. Maybe because they can play it here. And maybe they exile Omniscience or another blue card. That way they can play Bohar. And it is Tamillo, so yeah, a blue card. So here, let's play Evolution Sage. Scry 1. We don't need another Death Toucher, we need something else, I think. Let's attack with these two. They trade and they take another 2 poison. Let's see what happens here. They have an extra turn, so they should be doing some damage to us. Draw a card, discard a card, and they also can sacrifice it, or maybe they have 2 extra turns because of that. Yeah, I guess that's why they kept that over Lurus. Because with Bohar they get to cast 2 temporal manipulations. Okay, they play Tamillo. They attack with Tamillo, I mean. They're gonna Dragon Snipe it. They get the Mox Jet from Jet Collector and Temporal Manipulation. They can even bow her right here and now. No, it doesn't return to hand, it allows you to cast. Yep, so they can pay 7 mana for another extra turn. But as to what they do with it, that remains unclear. And they have just enough mana for Omniscience, so... or maybe... if they draw... okay. Another land, maybe they don't have it right here, so... if they go for Omniscience, then... oh... yeah, they can do it. So... let's see how cooked we are. They have only 3 cards, and they are... Kaya, the Inexorable.
When you can walk through walls,
The Exile. On Evolution Sage, we're gonna Snake Skin. Draw a card. They need another blocker. Okay, they get 2 with Tyrant of Industry. And I guess we do have an out for this board, but it is... actually we... okay, we might. I was thinking of... Song of Tom Bombadil or something it's called. Keeps +1/+1 and hexproof and the Ring Tempsos. So if we have the Ring Tempsos, we can put the ring on Fynn. He can't be blocked by any of these and we would win. But right now I think our... yeah, I don't know what we need here. Or rather, I don't know what single card wins here for us. Also, they're gonna get... the Atrax out. That's gonna draw them even more cards, and because of Omniscience, they can cast them for free. So I guess we kinda have to pass and hope we get a land. Because if we do, then we can proliferate with Roots and proliferate again with Evolution Sage. I think that's our only out. So let's see what happens. And obviously if they get a Wrath with Sephiroth, then we insta-scoop. Okay, let's see. What do you get? Emergent Ultimatum. Yep, I think that's good enough. Which since they have extra turns, so... yeah, there's no winning against Ultimatum for free. Good games. Yoda the Unifier. Okay, we might want to kill Yoda, but cannot pass up this hand. We have one of our best cards in Jesse Sane. And we can curve into it. Let's get this guy here, then we're gonna play Fynn, attack. And start putting poison in our opponent. Lotus Cobra. Okay. Yeah. Also, the reason to play to keep Fang of Shigeki back is so that we can play it after Jesse, because that makes another ambush viper into our deck. So here we got lucky, we got hard hitting question. Okay, that's bad for us. We were hoping to play question on Yoda here, but they played Miss Kambu and now they have a 4-4, which if they sacrifice it, they deal 4 damage, draw 4 cards, and they get another hamster next turn, so they might even draw more cards. Yeah. We are losing, I'm afraid.
It's all in the shoulder.
Okay, so they kill Jesse Zane. Actually, probably the best play, because now we don't have a way to kill Miss Kambu. Okay, yeah. We are dead. Good games, good games. So we are in the mirror match. Let's try to win it. Here obviously protection is gonna help, removal is gonna help. And we'll see what can opponent do. Okay, they obviously have removal there, otherwise they are incentivized to trade with us. Or maybe they are just keeping back because they can wait until we attack with Fynn, and the only poison that matters is the final. Okay, so they do have interaction, but they lose their creature in the process. Venerated drop priest, that one has to die. So with that one out of the way, we should be okay. I mean, we are stuck on 2 lands, but we can deploy our board until we have enough for Fynn again, and from there the real game begins, I think. Obviously we want to get to that point, so a little help from the shuffler might do us good. Okay, that's a bloated contaminator. So let's kick it. And no kicker. Right. Plays Fynn. And I guess we do the same. Okay, they concede. Yeah. I figured by being on the play and by them just playing, by them losing their creature in order to deal with Fynn, we had the advantage there. So yeah. Good games, copycat, other Fynn. Good games. Against Sephiroth is actually good against us. Well, better than most decks because they managed to put a board on play, so we cannot get through. And we don't want... Okay, we wanted a hand with at least one Death Toucher. Okay, so no turn 1 play from opponent. And yeah, they usually have stuff that can either Shambling Gas kills 2 creatures basically, or maybe even other creatures that when they die they make a token. Stuff with Fabricate also makes a token, so they get 2 blockers, and since we are playing 1/1s and 1/2s in our Death Touchers, then we are at a disadvantage, but it seems opponent is just playing first removal. Kerbeck the Punisher. So I'm afraid we might lose one of our creatures. Most likely the Scorpion, because they're gonna play a removal, then they're gonna, or even Sephiroth, and then they get to play Feral Push from the graveyard with Kerbeck. Okay, Tithing Blade. Oh, that's each opponent, so they don't get... Yep. Okay. They attack, do we block? Yeah, because Kerbeck is really dangerous for us. So here I think we play Canker Bloom, and we have Bombadil Song or Cosmic Hunter as a backup. Opponent blocks. So yeah, them having Tithing Blade instead of another removal, that's what's saving us here. That's why we are in the lead. Deadly Dispute. And Braids. Okay, we're gonna kill Braids. We play Jesse Sane. We have a little bit of card draw in our Ambush Vipers. And we have Bombadil Song. We are good. So what else you have, Sephiroth? If they have a Edic effect, we just sacrifice Canker Bloom. Are you gonna sacrifice Sephiroth? Okay, it seems like that's not what's happening. So let's attack. And we have a snake. It goes to 6. 6 poison, I mean. And because Fynn deals multiples of 2, so odd numbers, of poison, then it gets a little bit awkward. We need to proliferate to finish the job, but we're still in a commanding position, I think. We don't have to worry, especially with these ambush vipers. And maybe they have Flare of Malice, in which case we're gonna... Okay, they did have Final Vengeance. So let's respond by playing a Viper. We get another one on the top. And that's a land. So we're okay. Bloated Contaminator. So let's attack with these two. They block with the Viper. That's a bit sus. They have a Wrath, I think. I'm afraid. Or maybe they just didn't want to go to... Okay, 8 poison. I guess that's also fair. So here we attack with Contaminator. To full control. And I guess it doesn't matter who gets... Okay, maybe the Contaminator. To ring on Fynn. And yeah, that's the game. So yeah, even if we put the +1/+1 on Fynn, 2 powers less than 3. So Sephiroth cannot block it, and they still take lethal. Or rather, they go to 9, we proliferate with Contaminator, and that's game. Good game, Sephiroth. Early on the draw, and we have no early plays, no early death touchers. Okay. Let's start with the Roach. One of the Explorers. We play Fynn. No, we play 2 Death Touchers. And the reason to play the Roach first is because it gets exponentially higher on Toxic. Or rather progressively, it's not exponentially, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Instead of 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay, so unless this is a Wrath, I think we might have this against Tali. Primeval Titan doesn't change the math. And I was hoping to use Adversary earlier. If they played Mana Dork, then we play Adversary. And whenever we deal combat damage, we draw a card. Yep, opponent sees they're dead, they concede. And good games, Detali. Urabrask. Actually, that might be our hardest challenge yet. Because Urabrask has First Strike, so First Strike is probably the best way to deal with the Touchers. At least with small ones, which we seemingly exclusively have. Yeah, we exclusively have small death touchers. So I fall for first strike. Can't stop any of them in their tracks. An opponent wanting to trade maybe means that they don't have removal for Fynn. Or maybe they do. So instead, let's play another Death Toucher. Here we play Fynn. Got combat. And we defend the right. Maybe we just wait until they survive. And at that point, we defend the rider. Fortunately, that means Ugrabrask is gonna stonewall us for a while. Oh, actually, we can bite it down. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, and they don't have the land for it. So yeah, we are happy with our position. Maybe something like fire magic. It's gonna feel awful for us, but now we just play Surak. Okay, they remove Fynn. And let's put Audacity on one of the small guys. No attacks. Rabrask. Reckless charge on the Dragon Rage. Yeah, I guess they want to keep Rabrask for defense. And they have it in the festivities. Okay, that makes more sense. We draw with Audacity. No blocks. Ooh, and we have Jesse Sane. Because we... should we? I guess we don't want Urabrask to transform, so... maybe we do it in response. Okay, then escape. And what is this then? What's the follow-up? Reckless charge. I guess here we bite down Urabrask. They get their extra mana, but they cannot spend it all in one place. I guess we can trade here. Okay, they leave Surak alive. I'm a fan of that decision. Decline. Yeah, it was a smart decision for them, but it also helps us against the removal. However, it does slow down the poison game plan, even if just a little bit. Theory of possibility. And I guess this might be lethal. One can animate there then, but it would be tapped. Okay, they go for a bolt. On Fynn, Fynn dies. Cast Fynn. Gonna play Surabrask. Ambush Viper. Let's see if we get interaction here. Shepherd Sanctuary. Not what I was expecting, but can be useful. Warlord's Fury. So maybe opponent transforms Surabrask here. 3 damage to each creature. Okay, that's gonna be nasty. Yep. Yeah, I think we might lose here. Oof. Maybe I needed to keep Ambush Viper back. Yeah, I definitely needed to do that. So I guess that was some misplay on my part. And they make 3 treasures, they get to draw. Yeah, I think we are losing this one. And yeah, they can recast their instants or sorceries, and because of Urabrask, each one of them is gonna be dealing damage to us. Oh. So opponent gave us an out. We didn't get it, so good games. Yeah, we almost had that if this was a removal, or if we got this a turn earlier. Or if I played, I held back on the Viper. So good games. Against Priestly Bill. And they are same but different, but same. They are also mono green aggro, but they are going tall instead of going poison. I was gonna say going white, but we don't go white. We just play poison. So by virtue of having Death Touchers, we're gonna be able to maybe fend them off. So let's see how far we can get it. Okay, opponent realizes their best option is to spread the +1 counters. But we're still gonna be playing Death Toucher, so until they have trample, that's always the struggle against Priestly Bill players. If they have trample, then they have the advantage. If not, then it's anyone's game. Even if they double, quadruple, quintuple the +1 counters, they just need trample, and that's their win con. So here we play Fynn, we attack with 1 Death Toucher. And we see what happens. Okay, they try to ram through Fynn, protect him. And if they decide to double attack, we don't mind. Okay, so they are hand empty. Still no trample. We are happy to block. Maybe they are hoping to get all of their damage in one swing. This doubles on each counter, on each creature, sorry. I mean, that forces us to block. But we are happy to destroy enchantment. It's proof indestructible. And I think that's the game. Like I said, if they didn't have trample, it's anyone's game. And if they had trample, that was in fact GG's for us. So that is the conundrum of Bristly Bill. Good game. Very Hero of Dominaria. This is by all accounts our biggest nemesis. Control deck, if they have enough rats, then they're gonna beat us. Otherwise, maybe the Rot Priest does some damage to them. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, so let's play a Scorpion. Since we have Defender Rider, we can keep one mana up, and if they use single target removal, we get 2 poison counters, and we keep our creatures. If this is a counter spell, I'm afraid we have to eat it. Okay, that's swords. Poison. And if they have another counter spell, sorry, if they do have a counter spell here, that's when they use it. Dovin's Veto. So no counter spell, maybe opponent just gave up. I'm afraid that might be the case. So yeah, it's our nemesis, but we never know who is trapped in with who. Either we are here to ruin their day, or they are here to ruin ours. That's always the case. It's not... These matchups are usually not close. I say usually, sometimes there are, but usually either we steamroll them or we run out of the gas because of their counter spells and because of the rats. They rat us before we deal enough damage to them. That's why I play cards like Tyrannus Rex, so that we can make up the difference. But as it stands, maybe our opponent didn't get their rats. Maybe don't play. Maybe that's why they should play more 3-mana rats. What are they called? Well, Split Up. But the alchemy one is you exile all artifacts and creatures with mana value 3 or less, and they cost 2 more to cast. You can cast them from exile. Well, the runners can cast them from exile, and they enter tapped. So either one of those two. Yeah, that would be what they needed to beat us. But here, like, it seems like they didn't have it, so either okay, that's their turn. They still have an instant, so we're not gonna get the poison win. Instead, we're gonna get the timeout victory. Which, I mean, if you're playing the Fairy Hero of Dominaria, can you really beat this salty? Or maybe it's not that salty. Who knows? Yeah, is it really salty? You just... Depends on how much rage you use when you quit. If you just... Yeah, no, I guess it is salty after all. If you're just sad or disappointed, you can always just click the concede button, so... I guess we will take the win here. Against Ursa. I think we can deal with the artifacts, especially we have a Kappa Tech Wrecker. Collective Resistance is gonna deal with another artifact. Now if we use the Kappa, then we lose a Death Toucher. And that maybe they have Subtlety or even the other counter spell. I forgot. Pact of Denial. Should we remove the counter? Okay, let's do it. See if we can annoy your opponent into conceding, I think. Oh, and counters. Or rather, they are stuck in mana. So let's keep attacking. Just death by 25 cuts. And let's see their counter spell. Mana drain. Ooh, okay, that's probably the best they could have. So let's see the Ursa play. Pact of Negation. Okay. And Winter Moon. Ooh, so opponent just lost the game. Destroy target artifact. It's the construct. Karken Plume, destroy Winter Moon. And good game, Ursa. Dot right checks, you cannot cash. Yep. Good Pact of Negation for us, I guess. And a good game overall. It's always nice to beat Ursa. Even if we are playing essentially a Hell Q deck ourselves. It's still nice. Against partners. So they for sure will have blockers. So I think we need to think about the long-term plan. Maybe with Season of Growth we can win this. And something tells me they're gonna be trying to get chip removal for Fynn. And maybe they don't have it and they are conceding early. Okay, seems like they are AFK, so let's just go to the victory screen. Oop, they are here apparently, so let's play the game then. So what we wanna play is our Dryad, get the third land, and then play Season of Growth with Fynn. Okay, let's put Sentinel, a little annoying. Okay, they got it down. So that means we play you and pass. Here we always trade with the Sentinel if they play Cecil first. If they don't, then we don't. Okay. So I'm afraid we need to play Fynn. Let's get Audacity on him. Just to cycle it, not because it's gonna be relevant, I think. Solve partition. Decline, withdraw a card. They get their card, and they do damage on us. They reanimate our Dryad. Okay. Let's get the Toon Mover and we take the land. We're gonna go long in this game, so we need to be ready. Toxic Deluge, okay. Yeah, that actually ruins us. Yeah, and because they're gonna be drawing cards with this. Even if they just attack with, okay. Yeah, good games. Also, that Pride wasn't the last nail, I think just them having Toxic Deluge did it for us. Because yeah, they keep attacking the Dryad, we're not gonna block, we're not gonna trade for Fynn, and they're gonna get one card each turn, so good games, good games. Against Kolos, Tireless Pilgrim, much like Italy, they tend to not do much for the first couple of turns except ramp, but maybe they have enough interaction so that they can slow us down. Otherwise, it's gonna be more of the same. Like I said, similar to Etali, just more powerful if they get to their end game. So as it stands, it's our job to stop that from happening. So here we play you and Dunmover, Roach and Dunmover. We get, and on top they're gonna play Golos here. So we should just Chocobo kick on Golos, and hopefully that wins us the game. Unless they have the Wrath. Okay, the One Ring, not quite a Wrath, but still devastating for us. No, not really. I mean, they do get a turn and a couple of cards. So maybe we'll find out. Yeah, I think no matter what, this next turn is gonna be the last turn. So let's see what opponent has. It's a Wrath, so good games. Yeah, planning for split up is a bit weird. Maybe we should attack with the ones that we had. But then they choose. Who knows? Good games. Yeah, that Wrath was... If it was any other Wrath, it would have been the same outcome, but split up just make it feel so that you could almost have had it, but there's no doubt if my man, yeah, they could just use the One Ring a couple of times in order to get to another Wrath, so let's not wreck our brain trying to figure it out. And let's move. Trata Deadly Fugitive. What does she do? Death Touch. And face down cards. Can turn face up. Whenever an assassin, you get a cloak. So, assassins and Death Touch, maybe? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of curious to see our opponent's deck. Unblockable. So I think they're gonna get a card. But at least we have Horrific Assault. We can destroy Etrata, maybe? Maybe Kirtle. Yeah, I think we kill the guy that keeps unblockable. Oh, and there you get our cards. Okay, I see you. I see you. And they can play spells. Okay. If they use punch spells, which we have, then they are able to annoy us. Okay, let's play Audacity on Fynn. And they remove it. Okay. Cyclonic. Okay, trading Cyclonic for Audacity is actually a good deal for us. That means they're not gonna play Cyclonic for Overload. And we're happy with that. We trade. They replay Etrata. Let's attack with Fynn then. Okay, the chump block. Venerated Rod Priest. Okay, that was... We definitely needed that for this matchup. Maybe we could include regrowth effects. At least the land. Balaget Recovery. Balaget Sanctuary. Maybe the Proliferate one, but that, yeah, that only returns permanent. But Venerated Rod Priest is a permanent, so it would work on that. Alright. So we may be ahead on this one, but not by a lot, and especially against blue-black. They might have ways to catch up. Okay, Reverse Rebuke. That essentially gets them a cloak from our deck. Here we see Alpha Authority. Our commander has Hexproof. I usually don't endorse this kind of card unless you have a reason to play it, in this case because your commander is so powerful or so vital, or maybe... Ooh, okay. Okay. If they had... And that's an assassin, so... Okay. Or if you have aura synergies, enchantment synergies. Massacre Girl has mana, so we need two blockers. And they're gonna connect. Okay. So that's two counters. Infernal Grasp. X equals 0. Diverse stand on Fynn. Okay. Here we attack with Toxic Scorpion. And let's get in with Fynn as well. Okay, not how I would have blocked. But maybe they were thinking about getting Metrata and attacking with the boots. So if we had Fynn, that would be a trade. They didn't like that idea. Bombadil Song. Again, this is another instance where we actually care about hexproof, about indestructible as well as hexproof. Opponent has an assassin. much? Can we check how much it costs to replay? Okay, will cost 4 mana. Okay. This creature dies if it wasn't blocking. Draw a card. To the command zone. We cast it for 6. This might be the closest game yet. Vein Reaper. Okay. Okay, that's the win. So here we get +1, ring Tempsos. We get for 2 extra, and we have to proliferate. So in my mind, I was thinking, did we need to play the basic in case we recast Fangbearer one more time? But it seems like we didn't have to, because we drew another proliferate. And that's the game. Good game, Trata. It was actually a fun match, I think. They even had Mascot Nexus and Venomous Changeling because they are assassins. And this one makes assassin tokens, so yeah, fun deck opponent. Hats off to you.